Good morning, boys and girls. This is our last time together, and we're going to do Who Let the Letters Out one more time, and then we've got some books and to read and to listen to, and then we'll be all set. So stand up. Let's get our Who Let the Letters Out. Okay, get it started.
G out, g, 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 g. Who let the H out? Who let the I out? I, 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 I. Who let the J out? Ch, 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 ch. Who let the K out? K, 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 k. Who let the L out? Who let the M out? Who let the N out? Who let the O out? Who let the P out? Who let the Q out? Who let the R out? Who let the S out? Who let the T out? Who let the U out? Who let the V out? Who let the W out? Who let the X out? Who let the Y out? Who let the Z out?
All right, very nice. Let's talk about these actions, and then you can always go back and watch this later and remember the actions. Okay, I'm trying to get my camera fixed here, boys and girls. Sorry. That should do. Okay, so A, ants. The ants are crawling up the log. B, you're holding a baseball bat and you're hitting the ball. C, castanets. That's a musical instrument that it's made out of wood and they clack them together. So click, 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 click. C, k, k, k. D, you're doing a drum. E, you're breaking the eggshell open. F, you're holding an inflatable fish, and we've let the plug out, and we're going to let the air out. F, f, f. G, the water's going down the drain. G, 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 kind of like a whirlpool like you've seen before. H, you've been running and running and running and running, and now you're huffing. You're tired. I, you have an itchy nose. You don't have to touch your nose. My finger never goes onto my skin, but you're itching your nose. J, you're jiggling like jello. K, you're doing karate, and no, you don't do karate on people, it's just the action. H-I-J-K. L, you're licking a lollipop. L. M, you're thinking about your most favorite meal and you're rubbing your tummy saying, mmm. And N, you're an airplane, and that one's a little tricky. So you put your arms out like an airplane. You're coming down to the ground really quick. You're going, And the O, you're turning on the light switch, then you're turning it off. P, you've got a birthday candle. Now instead of blowing like this, we're gonna do this. Okay, Q, we know that a duck will say quack. Now we don't say quack, we say qua, because we just want that first sound of the word. Qua. Okay, M-N-O-P-Q-R. You're a dog and you've got a toy in your mouth and someone's trying to get it from you and you're holding on with your teeth and you're going, arr, arr. And then an S, we know that snake starts with an S. And so we're going to make the S shape what the S looks like while we're making the S sound. S, S, S. So that's our snake. T, you're watching a tennis match, and you're watching the ball get hit over the net to this side, get hit over the net to this side. So t, 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 because tennis starts with a T. You've got your umbrella, and you're lifting it, you're opening it up. V, you're driving a van. V. W is for Mrs. Wishy-Washy. Remember, she washed her animals and they ran to the city. So w. And then X is for X-ray. So hold your X-ray camera and take some X-ray pictures. X, x, x. Okay. Y, you're eating yogurt. Y. And then Z, you're a bee and you're going z, z, z. Very good. So those are your sounds. Remember, there are 5 letters that we're going to talk about right now that are special. At school, we have a clothespin on the top of each one of those letters, and they're called vowels. Vowels. And they are special. They make 2 sounds. The rest of the letters just make 1, like the letter B. It's not as special. It's special in its own way, but it only makes 1 sound. It's not special enough to make 2 sounds. So the B just says B, that's it. But the letter A, it says its own name, A, like ape. And it says A, like apple, or ant. E says E, its own name. That's the first sound it makes. E, like, it's still kind of early. My brain, I'm trying to think. You help me think, boys and girls. Think of an E word. E. What can we say? Let's come back to it. Let's do the E sound. E, like excellent, or exit. That tells you how to get out of the door. Exit. E, like eat. Okay. A, E, I. I'm pointing to me. I am going to walk later. I. And itchy nose. Okay. A, E, I, O. Look, my mouth already made that O shape. O. It says its own name. O, like open the door. Or like octopus. Makes 2 sounds. A, E, I, O, U. So I can point to you. Or the second sound is like up, or umbrella. So A, E, I, O, U. They make 2 sounds. The first sound that we know is they say their own name. They say A, E, I, O, U. Okay, the second sound they make, we've already gone through those, so those are vowels. Now, Mother's Day, this is the first day of May. Mother's Day is coming up, and I want you to remember how we did wow. Here's a W, here's an O, and here's a W. Wow. So I spelled out the word wow. Wow. And then if you turn your fingers upside down, it's M-O-M. Wow, Mom. M-O-M. So you can say that to your mom. Wow, Mom. You've spelled 2 words with your fingers and your mouth. All right, boys and girls, my most favorite book that I have. I love to read it, but I always have to say that the word ain't, do you see it right here? Ain't. It's not a proper word. So the only time I say the word ain't is when I read this book. Now, the author was Karen Beaumont, and she wanted something to rhyme with paint. And if the title was this, I'm not going to paint no more. I'm not doesn't rhyme with paint. So she used the word ain't because it rhymes with paint. Now, just remember that it's not a proper word. It's called a slang, which means a word that people use in everyday life, but it's not a proper word. So if I were to say this title, I'd say, I'm not going to paint anymore. But Karen Beaumont, she thought this up in her mind. This is fiction. And she wanted to do some rhyming in this book. So ain't and paint rhyme. And this is my most favorite book. I do love it. It makes me laugh, and I love rhyming words. Now, you know that when you paint or when you color or you draw, you use markers, paints, pencils, crayons. You never paint or mark on the wall or the curtains or your bed or your pillow. You only paint on the paper that your grown-up gives you, right? Or gives you permission to paint something else. You have to have permission. And this little boy, thumbs down, he didn't get permission. So watch what happens and listen for rhyming words. Okay, I ain't gonna paint no more. All right. One day, my mama caught me painting pictures on the floor and the ceiling and the walls and the curtains and the door. And I heard my mama holler like I never did before. Why do you think she's hollering? Ooh, he's not painting on a piece of paper that she gave him, right? She's painting on the floor, the ceiling, the walls, the curtains, and the door. Thumbs down. We have to use things the right way, don't we? Or they'll get taken away. You ain't a-gonna paint no more. So look, she stuck him and the dog in the bathtub to get all that paint off of them. Now watch what Mom does. She put the paints way up in the top of the closet that only a grown-up can stand maybe on their tiptoes and get. I ain't gonna paint no more, no more. I ain't gonna paint no more. But look what he's doing. He saw where she put them. He's disobeying, boys and girls. That is not good. That's what I say, but there ain't no way that I ain't gonna paint no more. So look, he stacked a bunch of things up and he got the paint down. Even the dog's helping hold the box so it doesn't slip. So I take some red and I paint my, now what body part rhymes with red? And we're starting at the top. So think about that. Head! Red and head rhyme. Now I ain't gonna paint no more. He just gonna do his head. Oh, what the heck? Gonna paint my neck. Now I ain't gonna paint no more. Still, I just can't rest till I paint my, what do we call that? Chest. Now I ain't gonna paint no more. Guess there ain't no harm if I paint my arm. Now I ain't gonna paint no more. I ain't gonna paint no more, no more. I ain't gonna paint no more. I also like this book because it has a rhythm to it. Boys and girls, do you remember way back at the beginning of our school year, and we were talking about the letter A, and I had a stamp that I put ants crawling up your arm to help us remember who let the A out? Ah, 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 ah. Do you remember that? But I just can't stand not to paint my, I think you know, hand. Now I ain't gonna paint no more. Then I see some black, so I paint my back. Now I ain't gonna paint no more. Like an Easter egg, gonna paint my leg. Did you get to dye Easter eggs this year? Now I ain't gonna paint no more. Still I ain't complete till I paint my Look at his feet. Now I ain't gonna paint no more. He always thinks he's gonna stop, but then there's something else he wants to paint. I ain't gonna paint no more, no more. I ain't gonna paint no more. But I'm such a nut. Gonna paint my what? Look, his mother walked in. Uh-oh. I think trouble's a-brewing again. Oh boy. Y'all don't faint, 'cause there ain't no paint. So I ain't gonna paint no more. He either used up all the paint or his mother threw it away. Mercy. That's all I have to say about that. Now, when I was a little girl, my teacher in first grade, and my mother kept this paper because she thought it was so pretty. The teacher gave us a drop of paint, and we took a straw, and each one of us had our own straw, because you know when you blow in a straw, you get lots of spit, and you don't want to share your spit. But we blow that paint, and that's what that always reminds me of. Same thing here. It looks like there's a couple of different colors of paint, and they blew the paint out, so it's got little arms. Maybe that's an art project you could do, but you have to wait till your parents or your grandparents or your babysitter or your daycare teachers tell you can do it. Can't do it on your own. There's some things you can do on your own, but some things you just can't. You have to wait until you're older, and that's okay. That's all right. But that makes me always remember when I was a little girl in first grade. Boys and girls, that was a long time ago because I am 59 years old. That was a long time ago. Anyway, so remember, don't tell your parents or your grandparents or your daycare, Mrs. Schmidt says the word ain't. I only say it when I read this book because it's not a proper word. It's more of a slang. But remember, Karen Beaumont wanted something to rhyme with paint. So she said, I will use the word ain't. It's one of my favorite books, though. I love it. Don't disobey like this little boy did, though. Ooh, he got into a lot of trouble. He did. He did. Before we go on to our next book, there are some children in my class that we did not get to celebrate your birthday with our friends. And so these children, Maxine and Paisley, Lucy, Reed, Anna, Crew, Charlie, Logan, Riley, and Lexi. Now, some of you are in my morning class, and some of you are in my afternoon class. We did not get to celebrate your birthday, so be watching in the mail. There will be something that will come to you that will be special so that you know that I missed getting to share your birthday. I'm so glad that all of you were born, because if you weren't born, would we get to celebrate you? We would not get to celebrate you. And my friend Jan and Stephanie, they celebrated me last night. That made my heart grow, grow, grow. It made my heart feel really good inside. Remember like the Grinch, when he felt all warm and happy inside, his heart grew. So thank you, Jan and Stephanie, for celebrating me. And I would like for all of us to sing the happy birthday song to these children that we did not get to celebrate in the classroom. We're going to celebrate you right now. And as it gets closer to each one of your birthdays, I'll celebrate you by, there will be something in the mail that you will receive, okay? So when we get to happy birthday, dear, and we say the name, we're just going to say dear friends, okay? So you ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you. And I hope that when your birthday comes up, I hope that it will be a special birthday and I will be thinking about you. All right, I didn't want to forget that because today's our last day together. I'm so glad that Carter in my morning class, her uncle, he was the one who helped me learn how to do this YouTube. If it hadn't have been for him, I never would have been able to do this on my own. I just didn't have the skills. And so I had to look to somebody else that did know what to do. So if there's something that you're not able to figure out on your own and you really, really want to do it, and I really wanted to do this, boys and girls, it has made me so, so happy. In a time where I could have been very, very sad, I tried to make the best happen out of a kind of a sad situation. So if there's ever something you can't do and you really want to do it and you can't figure it out, please ask someone to help you. And if they don't know how to do it, ask someone else. And if they don't know how to do it, ask someone else until you find someone that can help you do it. So I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you to Carter in my morning class, to her uncle. So we all need to say thank you to him, don't we? Can we do this? Thank you. That's sign language for thank you. Look, it doesn't make any noise at all. Isn't that great? I love that. All right. But thank you really is this. Thank you. Thank you. But I like to do this. It's like a celebration, isn't it? All right. This book was given to me by Alex last year in my class. I think it was last year. Let me look and see if there's a date. Hang on. It wasn't last year, boys and girls. It was 2 years ago because Alexandra, she just finished, I believe, maybe her first grade year. I'm not for sure now. Alex, I've forgotten if you're watching. But it's called My Wish for You. And this is a sweet book. And this is my wish for all of you. I'm going to take the dust jacket off. That's what this is called, a dust jacket. It's kind of hard for me to hold. This is what the actual cover looks like. Look at those children and those butterflies. You have grown and changed just like caterpillars into butterflies, haven't you? My wish for you. My wishes for you are many. But at the top of the wishes, I want you to be you. And wherever you go, I hope you will always remember the you that you are right now. The you that knows to sing all the time. You know I love to sing. And look at those music notes. She must love it too. Even if you don't know the words, make up words and sing. It makes your heart feel happy. And nap whenever. And oh, boys and girls, you know Mrs. Schmidt loves to nap. It's good for our bodies and our minds to take a rest and let our bodies and minds rest. And you know, when we're asleep at night, our brain cells, they're getting smarter. Draw cat whiskers on your face. Uh-oh. Only do this with your parents' permission, though. I don't want you to get into trouble. Don't say, Mrs. Schmidt said I could draw whiskers on my face. You ask permission first, okay? All right. Dress up, play pretend with fancy shoes. Have fun pretending and then take them off. Look at those piggy toes. I love them. Eat all the yummies. Love your big birthday belly. Oh, love your whole beautiful self. Look, they're different, aren't they? On the outside, but on the inside, we're all the same. We have feelings, we have a heart, we have a brain. So we're the same on the inside, but God made us each different, unique. Sit on the floor of the shower and pretend you're in a rainstorm. Take long, long baths. These are things that I love to do. Hope you do too. And look for that sparkle. Catch as many as you can. Soon when it gets warm outside, we'll have lightning bugs or fireflies, won't we? That's a sparkle you can catch. Be afraid. It's okay to be afraid. Be fearless. Have big, big feelings. We all have feelings inside of us, don't we? We have worries, and that's okay. That's just the way God made us. Make sure you are heard. Say what you mean unless you can't find the words, then shout it out till the words come back. So boys and girls, if something's ever bothering you, tell a grown-up. And if that grown-up won't listen, go tell another grown-up. And if that grown-up won't listen, go tell another grown-up until a grown-up listens to what you're saying. If someone is bothering you or hurting you, go tell a grown-up. Okay? Even if that the person that's bothering you says, don't you dare tell anybody or you'll be sorry. It's okay. You go tell a grown-up, and you tell a grown-up until they listen and they do something about it, okay? Don't keep it into yourself, because you'll be like Ruby. And then all you'll be able to think about is that worry. So remember what Ruby did and that little boy. They shared their worry, okay? So if anybody's ever bothering you, if they're touching your body where they shouldn't be, where your bathing suit is, you tell a grown-up, and you keep telling until that grown-up listens to you and does something about it. Because our bodies they're unique, and they belong to God and to us. And no one else is supposed to be touching your body except your doctor, and your parent is probably in there with you. That's okay. Don't give yourself away. Protect your heart. Let people earn the right to be your friend. So boys and girls, you have to be a good friend in order to have a friend, right? You treat each other kindly. That's what friends do. Don't care at all if not everyone likes you. Find your band and get dirty with them. So if someone doesn't like you, that's okay. I bet you'll find other people or other children that love you just the way you are. Know everything and nothing. Boys and girls, remember, my mother is 91 and she's still learning things. You're never too old to learn something new. You might learn something new by reading a book or taking a class or going outside and looking at nature. Go deep, deep, deep. Be curious. This child has a magnifying glass, so they must be looking at tiny things, right? Embrace your shyness. Yeah, sometimes we all feel shy. Sometimes when when I don't know something very well, I will be a little shy. It's okay. Those are feelings, and we all get to have feelings. Be alone in your room. Take time for you. It's okay to be by yourself, to be lonely, to be bored. It's okay. Those are feelings, and we all need to feel them. Ask for that kiss if you want it. Ask for that cuddle when you need it. Ask for what you need. Can we listen to that song where we both want to cry with no tears? Yes, we sure can. Let yourself fall. That girl, she's trying different things. Sometimes she's successful, and sometimes she's not. If it's something you really want to do and you're not successful at it, keep trying, because sometimes things take a little bit longer to learn than other things. And if it's something you really want to do, then you have to keep trying so that you're successful. So let yourself fall, then pick yourself up. Excuse me. My wish is that you remember to dream, my sweet. You are all you need to make your wishes come true, because you are the only you. And that is so true. God made each one of us unique. The end. I love that book. So thank you, Alexandra, if you're watching, for giving me that book. All right, let's sing the alphabet song, because you know we love to sing. Are you ready? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? I hope you are already singing with me. And boys and girls, the last book of all of our YouTube reading is going to be a book called What Do You Do with a Chance? A chance is where somebody might say, would you like to do this? Or would you like to try this? Or would you like to read this book you've never read? You take a chance and you try that food, or you read that book, or you do that thing. And so this is a great book, and Grayson gave me this book. He was in my class last year, And then he moved to another city in another state. I'm going to take the dust jacket off again. I'll put it back on in a minute. Here's what the cover looks like. So it's called What Do You Do with a Chance? It's written by Kobe Yamada and illustrated by May Beeson. All right. One day I got a chance. It just seemed to show up. It acted like it knew me, as if it wanted something. I didn't know why it was here. What do you do with a chance, I wondered. So this story is about this little boy. Notice how they painted him a little darker, he and his clothes. The rest of his family is a little lighter. Now here's the chance that showed up. That's not really what a chance looks like, just like a worry. Didn't really look like that worry in the book about Ruby. But the illustrator had to make it look like something so we could imagine it and we would know what he was meaning. It fluttered around me. It brushed up against me. It circled me as if it wanted me to grab it. I started to reach for it, but I was unsure and pulled back, and so it flew away. So there was a chance that he could take, but he decided not to. He pulled back. I thought about it a lot. I wished I had taken my chance. I realized I had wanted it, but I still didn't know if I had the courage. And that's a big word, boys and girls. Courage means that you're trying to be brave, to do something or taste something or read something you've never read before. So he didn't have the courage right now to take the chance, to grab it. When another chance came around, I wasn't so sure, but I decided to try. So this is a different chance. Another new experience came up. And so he decided to try it. I went to reach for it, but I missed and fell. I was embarrassed. I felt foolish. It seemed like everyone was looking at me. I decided I never wanted to feel this way again. So there have been times when I've tried things that I wasn't able to do it, and I got embarrassed. And I thought people were maybe laughing at me, which no one was. He thought these people were laughing at him because he wasn't able to do what he took the chance to do. It might be skipping or galloping or writing your name or something like that. So after that, whenever a chance came along, I ignored it. He didn't want to take the chance. He didn't want to be embarrassed. But it's a feeling, and it is okay to be embarrassed. And the more I ignored them, the less they came around. So he wasn't very brave anymore. He didn't have courage. He did everything that was very safe so that he wouldn't fail. He only did things he knew how to do. He didn't take the chance to try new things, like maybe ride a bike without training wheels. Okay. Until one day I noticed that I hadn't seen a chance in quite a while. It was as if they had all disappeared, and I started to worry. What if I don't get another chance? I know I acted like I didn't care, but the truth was I did, and I still wanted to take a chance. But I was afraid, and I wasn't sure if I would ever be brave enough. So boys and girls, sometimes when I'm afraid, I pray to God that He will make me brave, and He will help me do what I need to do, and to be brave, and to have courage, and to take that chance. And you know what? If I don't succeed the first time, and it's something I really want to do, I will keep trying. Then I thought, maybe I don't have to be brave all the time. Maybe I just need to be brave for a little while at the right time. I realized it was up to me. I promised myself that if I ever got another chance, I wasn't going to hold back. If I got another chance, I was going to be ready. So already in his mind, he's talking to himself. And he's saying, if something ever comes up that I really want to do, I'm going to go ahead and try it. And that's good. We all need to self-talk. So that means talking to yourself and pumping yourself up, because you can be your biggest cheerleader. You know how a cheerleader will get the crowd going at a football game or a basketball game. They're pumping the crowd up and they're pumping the team up. Well, we can pump ourselves up. We can say, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. If you say that enough, you'll find that you can do it. Then one seemingly ordinary day, I saw something shining far off in the distance. I think this is what he's looking at right there. You think it's a chance, another chance? Another opportunity to try something new. I had to find out. I ran as hard and as fast as I could towards it. I don't know how to explain it, but the second I let go of my fears, I was full of excitement. So he let go of his fears and his worry, and it freed him to be able to try something. It wasn't that I was no longer afraid, so he was still a little afraid. But now my excitement was bigger than my fear. He was excited to try it. As I got closer, I could see that this was really a huge chance. So this is much bigger than the couple of little chances that came along. Maybe those little chances were trying a new food or playing with a new friend. But maybe this chance was starting at a new school, like Grayson, who got me this book. Boys and girls, he had to leave his friends and go to a new city, a new state, and a new school and a new bunch of friends. So he had to take the chance to be brave and be friends with all of these new friends, a new teacher. So maybe that's what Grayson's big, huge chance was. It was a much bigger risk, right? But this time I was ready. As it came by, I reached out and I grabbed it and I held on with all my might. So he didn't shrink back away from it, did he? It felt so good to soar, to fly, to be free. I now see that when I hold back, I miss out. And I don't want to miss out. There's just so much I want to see and do and discover. So boys and girls, if you never take a chance, you will never learn and grow and get to be excited at doing new things. Even if you fail a zillion times, if it's something you really want to do, keep trying. So what do you do with a chance? You take it because it might just be the start of something incredible. The end. And you know, boys and girls, when we do science experiments in the classroom, we pretend we're scientists because we really are. We're doing experiments. We don't know how it's going to turn out. But there have been scientists over the years that the first 100 times they tried something, they failed. But they didn't stop. They really wanted to do it, and they wanted to be successful at it, and they kept trying and trying and trying and trying until they were successful. And my homework for you is I would like for you to ask your family if you could figure out who invented the telephone. You know, the telephone, you know that old-time telephone I've got in my room? It's got a base and it's got a dial and it's got the part that you hold up like this. Not our cell phones, but the old telephone that like I have in my room. I want you to ask your family if they could help you who invented that and how long it took them to be successful until it worked. And then the light bulb. You know how when we turn on our lights, we have a bulb in there that shines? I'd like for you to ask your family to help you figure out who invented the light bulb and how long it took them to invent it and make it successful. Okay? Because you're going to find out those two people, they took the chance and they kept working at it and working at it and working at it and working at it, even when people thought that they were not real smart. They didn't listen to those people. They knew in their heart that it was something they wanted to do. And so they kept trying. And that's what I wish for you. Because if we stay safe all the time and we don't try new things, we'll never learn or grow and be all that God wants us to be. Okay? And I want you to be the best you can be. Not the best that your brother can be or your sister can be or your friend can be. I want you to be the best you can be. And if you grow up to be a scientist or a trash can, a trash pick, hang on, a person that goes around and picks up trash, or a singer, or a dancer, or a baseball player, or a piano player, or a teacher, I want you to be the best that you can be, okay? Don't compare yourself to other people. And if other people say to you, your sister, she really knew how to do that. Why don't you? Just say, because I'm me and God made me unique. And boys and girls, that is it. We are going to start our summer vacation. And I hope you and your family have a great summer. And I hope that I will get to see you again, and that you will grow and be happy and healthy and strong and be a good person, a person that Jesus shines through so everyone can know about Jesus also. That's important, all right? So I will miss you, but I know that you're growing and on to bigger and better things. So I will see you. And there's my heart just for you. Bye.